Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday afternoon, November 23rd. We are looking at Window Traders market profile of the ES and SPY. First and foremost, I want to wish everybody a very, very happy, safe, healthy Thanksgiving. Enjoy it tomorrow. I will be here on Friday. I'll trade, see what's going on in the morning. It's only a half day. Certainly not trading them all, although I hear the futures are open for half a day, which is amazing. Bulls have to be very, very content and happy with how today went as the minutes come and go. We didn't even take out the day's low, and they continue going back to doing what they've been doing, which is trying to go up. So I think we're going to continue that trend over the next 3 weeks until we get to the CPI and Fed meeting in December. I think we have good odds of testing not only the 200-day moving average, but getting into that large gap. The 200-day moving average is inside of that gap. Again, that gap won't be easy to fill, but I think we eventually will fill it. And then we'll see if we have any legs to see if we test September's high prior to the Fed and the CPI next month. I think we have a good chance of doing that. We got a liquidation break in E, which really, when I go over my trades, you're going to see how frustrated I am. I did okay today. I didn't do a trade after E period because after all that, we'll go over everything in a second. But I'm not going to trade when the minutes are coming out back and forth, and then really after they settled in on what they wanted to do, the rest of J, K, L, and M did nothing, just pounded in volume here. It took almost a day and a half to finally get some kind of liquidation break, and we finally one time frame down E and then G for the first time in 2 days. And that didn't last long either after we went back up. We do end 9 wide. Triple Qs don't, and they only have 8 wide. So triple Qs just have the day's high and low. They didn't even get their price probe from yesterday. Russell, IWM, they end 9 wide. Not only did they get the price probe, they took back their trend day from yesterday and almost got the afternoon pullback low. So that was interesting. This is why buyers have to be very happy. It was a triple distribution day. All we did was trade the upper distribution and a lot higher. We got into the single prints, didn't even take one back. So that's very positive for the bulls. And look at the way they just pounded in more and more up here. So I think going forward, the bulls are going to continue this grind. As far as my trade, so I actually took a short in A period against the base of the price probe when we got below it, thinking we would go and fill that one set of single prints. That didn't happen. We got back above the opening. I actually turned long. I went from a 1 lot short to a 5 lot long in ES to pop yesterday's high. So did well on that, taking back the loss that I had on the 1 lot. Then in B period, it kind of became the same game as yesterday prior to this move, where we kept trying but couldn't take out or go trend. So we kept bumping our head up against close to the weekly high. So twice in B, I shorted it, thinking we wouldn't get single prints, and did well on that. Did the same thing in C. So I did well on those shorts. Then in E period, I'm like, I think this thing's going to finally, I said, I think the risk is more to the upside than to the downside because I thought we could get a liquidation break. I actually went short 5 mini at 29 and a quarter. Okay? It took out the low. I took off 1 for a point, came back in. I put it back on, came back in, took off, another 1 for a point. It wasn't going anywhere for 10 minutes. I'm like, if that's all they're going to get. Now, I was going to use B's high as my out. We never got back to it, so shame on me. But it kept trading between D's low and B's high in here, and I finally put it to bed at 29. And I'm telling you, no sooner did I do that than this happened. I thought because we hadn't gotten a break in a while, it should have happened right away. And it didn't. We sat there for like 10 minutes, and then finally E went, and I just didn't get back on board. So I was very frustrated by that. Had a decent day, but that would have been a killer trade. Because I told the room at the time, my first destination would have been a 144, which kept coming up, by the way, while I was waiting for the flush. Next destination would have been half back, and the third one would have been value low at the time. And I would have gotten all three of them. And then, like I said, after that, I didn't do anything. Now, as far as destinations for Friday, for the upside and SPY, we have today's high 402.93. Then we have 403.10 daily high, and filling the gap at 407.51. 441-point gap from September 13th. The 200's inside of that. Downside, we were 9 wide, 401.84. Today's low of 399.31, and then we have that first set of single prints, 399.30 to 01. They didn't get filled. In ES, downside, 29 is 9 wide. Today's low is 03.25, and then you have those single prints, 03 to 01.75. And you should have the rest below that. Now, on the upside in ES, they're poor. SPY isn't. 39.50. Week is a daily high, poor high. And then you have 51.25 daily high, and then 41.03.75 filling the gap. I will do a recap Friday night or Friday afternoon, right after the market closed at 1 on all three of these charts. Again, thank you for the likes and subscribing to this channel. Really appreciate it. So here is the weekly, right? Weekly's one-time framing up, 3 weeks. Took out last week's high. They're still having trouble at it, but they took it out. We'll see if we're going to get any kind of push up to this trend line. I think we do, which is basically September's high. So I think we should test September's high at some point. That's my guess. And then on the daily, we're up. Again, here's the gap. The 200 is at 405.06. So the gap starts at 403.11. So midway through for SPY is where the 200-day moving average is. Hope you had a good day trading. Enjoy your evening. Again, happy Thanksgiving. And we'll speak prior to the opening on Friday.